G'day everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Matt, and yeah, today I'm going to work on the Mark 6 GTI project. I've recently discovered a lot of oil leaks, and you can see here there's a bit of a mess going on here. So I've removed the vacuum pump, but before you remove the vacuum pump, you've got to remove the high pressure fuel pump, and that's held on by, you know, two triple square, which is, I think it's an M8 or M6, and you'll loosen sort of that area. There's one more hose to loose off, and that's going to be a 17mm nut, and you can use like a 20mm wrench to sort of hold that, and then it comes off and you pull it off to the side. There's various clips and stuff that you got to remove. They're all little 30mm torque screws that you should have by now. Everything else seems to be okay. I've just removed parts of the intake, you know, to give myself room. Remove the battery or half the battery to also give myself room. There's three 10mm or 30 Torx screw to remove, and then it sort of comes out. Now it came out like that. The roller dropped out and the gasket dropped out as well, so just be careful with it. I've got a new gasket to go on to see if I can fix that leak. Onto the source of the leak. So one of the bolts, when I tried to do it up at the bottom, it free spun and it came out with chunks of metal, and then I knew that someone had stripped it out, and that's why it was dripping out pretty badly. So what I've done here is I've drilled it out with a kit, with an M6 by 1 repair kit, Helicoil kit, and now I'm up to doing the threads. So I'm going to do that now. Start the thread at least with 2 hands, make sure it's square, and hope for, you know, hope for gold. Alright, so I've started the thread. I've got the pliers on. Took a bit of time to make sure it's square, but once it starts, make sure there's a bit of oil there. There's already oil in that valley, so I don't really need to do much. When you're turning, do 2 turns and do half a back turn, 2 turns, half a back turn. That's the way I do it. So once I'm done with that, I'll start the helicoil. Right, so onto the fun bit. The helicoil kit comes with the drill bit, the grind, or the one where you make the you know, the 1mm pitch. And now I'm up to inserting the helicoil into the hole. So I'm going to start it slowly again, 2 hands, and I'll come back when I've started it. Alright, I've started it. Should go all the way in.
Try not to drop your phone.
I'll try.
Okay.
That'll do. And just like that, everything is back together again. The leak that was there, that was causing me all headaches and probably why this car was so cheap, is now gone. So the gasket, where am I looking at? Focus. Alright, so see the bottom of the fuel pressure regulator, or fuel pressure, high pressure fuel pump, if I can speak. There's a gasket in between. It was leaking just dripping. I didn't see that, and the guy let me drive home too. So total not a good guy, and I don't want to say stuff about him, but you know, should have told me, because there's a puddle of oil there and I saw it before, and I was like, you know, I'll clean it up and see what's happens after that. But after cleaning it up, big massive puddle again. So now it's time to service the car. So pleasant outcome. It's all come together. Just got this light bar from Bunnings. If you haven't got one and you work on cars, grab one. It's $30. Can't go wrong. Stick it on your bonnet and you've got all the light in the world. Yeah, so that was not too bad of a job. Luckily there's space for me to drill it out, tap it with the Helicoil, and you know, screw it back in. So got lucky there. If it was anywhere else behind or somewhere in the engine, I would have been in trouble. So the next task is to look for a pesky water coolant leak. There's some sort of nastiness going on inside there. Can't see because it's buried amongst all the crap in there. He reckons he's changed the water pump, but that's unbelievable, and it's leaking for sure, and I can see all the crap down there. So it's time for a water pump change, and then if I'm ballsy, I'll do a timing chain replacement as well. But all in all, it was a success. Thank you for coming along on the journey. If you like the video, thumbs up. If you enjoy what's on the channel, you know, subscribe. It'll help out with more content. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.